All units proceed to your post assignment. All units proceed to your post assignment.
Okay, so we caught up with Alexis here from Eugene Systems, who've just shown us the next sort of battle war, theater war in Wargame, AirLand Battle, and you're moving to Scandinavia. Can you just briefly, why is Scandinavia the hotbed of war right now?
What we wanted to bring as a great element for the player is to provide a new way to play the solo campaign, to improve the experience of playing the solo campaign at the level of the multiplayer. And we wanted to have a dynamic campaign where players will have the overall charge of the invasion of Scandinavia by the Warsaw Pact forces, or the defense of Scandinavia in a World War III Uchronical huge battle. So we thought that using Scandinavia was extremely interesting in terms of, I would say, realistic scenario that could have happened at that time, because there were so many battle plans of the Soviet Union at that time. There were a battle between Warsaw Pact and NATO. They would very probably try to invade Norway to prevent NATO from cutting the US from Europe. And this is something that we want to bring for it's to raise the experience to a very new level, to a bigger level than European escalation. This dynamic campaign is something totally new, totally different. It's something like, I would say, 20 to 30 hours of gameplay where you create your own story. There are political elements that are happening. You can use or not tactical nukes depending on political elements. You deal with all the battle groups, realistic battle groups, with realistic composition of the unit inside and things like this. Also, this dynamic campaign will be players that like to play in co-op mode, which is something that our community has asked us a lot. Is you can play with your friend on a 20 to 30 hours of gameplay, of experience with your friends, up to 4 players, but you can also play the dynamic campaign against player. So it's a new level of experience, and of course, I would say in terms of gameplay, the difference we have in AirLand Battle is the integration of this military doctrina, which is the use of aircraft on the front line, which was not the case before the use of this doctrina, where the aircraft were only used to strike behind the lines or specific strategic targets. But now the airstrikes are on the battlefield, getting on the battlefield, doing their strikes or not, spending their weapons, then going evacuate the battlefield, going back to the airport, refuel up, rearm up, and then re-attack if you order them to do so. So it's, I think in terms of gameplay, it had a new level of gameplay. So for players that really like the experience of Wargame, they have it to a new level, more realistic, better in terms of graphical looking. As you can see, we add the landscape. We also improve the way we build up cities, natural, I would say, natural urban scenery. It was, in a European escalation, it was, I would say, a city were really small, everything was happening into it. Sometimes it was difficult to use infantry. Now we've got very realistic urban scenery where you get district to district, where your infantry is able to auto-deploy into the district, shoot on all the side of the district and things like this. It's going to be really, the experience will be much more exciting for the players that really liked European escalation. And we also add for them some really great stuff for the multiplayer. They will have the possibility to to play up to 20 players at the same time on very big maps. So this is something that we've never done. If it's something that player really likes, we'll provide to them even bigger maps, even higher number of players. We have the possibility to broadcast your match. So you are very good at the game. You got your hero ranking is really high. You want the community to watch on live your match. You can just allow them to jump in as an observer, jump out. Have 20 players that are just watching you playing a 1 versus 1 match. I think this is something that can be really cool. The solo campaign, the multiplayer and the co-op mode has really been, we really were thinking how can we improve the experience that we bring on European escalation and raise it up. We also listen really, I would say, really deeply to the community, what they were asking for a sequel. All the elements, what they were, we would like to have this and this and this. So everything that we thought that was really into the feeling of the game, we put it into AirLand Battle. So I think it's going to be a great surprise for them.
So one of those things that you mentioned is the, sort of your philosophy. It's not, you're not going after like more players. You're really targeting to sort of satisfy the core fans that you've already got, and sort of that sort of specific type of gamer with the new game.
Yes, absolutely. I think the overall experience of Wargame is you like strategy, you like realism, you like military warfare, you like military history. You should play Wargame. What I mean is, I would like that all these players that like this get into the game, because this game is made for them. I think that our community are players that like these kind of things, and the game is for them, and these are the target why we are making, why we are trying to raise the quality, because we want to be loyal with them, and we believe that if we are loyal to them, don't try to sneak around to the casual players and destroy the experience that they like. They would like to try the new one that we are making for them. But we want also that players that were excited about Wargame, but they were maybe too impressed, because I had some people that were saying, well, the game is really cool, I really like, but I'm too impressed for it. I have the feeling it's going to be too complicated for me. We want to give them arguments when they look at the game, when they see how the game and the controls of the game, you can use it. Accessibility is one of a major concern, and we're going to improve it. But accessibility doesn't mean that we're going to destroy the richness of the game. We want to have, all the statistics, all the detail, the ammunition, all the things that make Wargame. So, and that's why we're changing the HUD and the controls to make them even better. But changing the controls, we are adding more controls to the game, like you can order your unit to go back, reverse, there are tons of small upgrades on the game, so focusing on our community and bringing even better things.
So in terms of units, of course, adding all the planes and stuff is a huge task. Are you bringing any other things that are new and that players can watch out for?
Oh yeah. In terms of units, it's going to be huge, because it's now an encyclopedia. 700 units, it's definitely a mess.
Are they all different, or?
Well, yes, they are all different. It's like, when you've got a car, let's say, a Golf. You can have the basic Golf, but you can have the VR6 Golf, It's still a Golf, but there are different upgrades of it. So that's why we raise up to 700 units, because, for example, for F-15, the aircraft, the F-15 Strike Eagle is the best of the F-15, which has all the upgrades, the different blah, blah, blah. So it's not, you know, that a mess, but it's still, you know, it's for players that like this. I think, you know, players that like Wargame, they don't care about, you know, the complexity of having all those units. They like because they can choose. I want to use the Leopard 2 A1 or the Leopard 2 A4. A player that just wants a tank in an RTS, say, why do I have so many units? But he wants just a tank. Is probably not a player that will like Wargame. So we would not, you know, like, I would say,
Dumb it down.
Yeah, dumb it down just for players that they are not well. We like this kind of player, but for Wargame, it's not a game like this. And I think we have to be very loyal to the game. But regarding this mess of units, we are bringing up sort of a showroom, you know, like it's a 3D scenery where you can see all your units in very big, you know, like, you know, in a racing car game when you can see all your car like very close, have all the details, and clack clack clack. It's pretty gorgeous. We call it the porn room. And so no, it's pretty cool. If you like military units, it's going to be awesome for players to just watch them, unlock them, use them, compare the characteristics, and we change all the menus to make them even more easy to use, more immersive, and I think it's going to be a very great surprise for the players.
Right. And when do you aim to be ready with the game?
I hope that we can launch it somewhere March 2013, so March next year, I would say. I hope so, but I think a lot of our players are thinking when is going to be the first beta. So this is something that we are aiming for. When can we try the first beta? To have, you know, a closed beta with our, I would say, VIP players. You know, the one that are always saying the game is badly tuned, blah blah blah, because, you know, thing like this. But they are, they play so many hours of the game, so they have to be our ambassador. That they play the game, tell us what they think about it, where are the flows, and then do a second beta and things like this. I think this is the way a game should be done. You know, you have your super core community, players that play something like 400 match on 1 versus 1, so they really know the game, even better than us. Which is a shame because I get my ass kicked now. But it's always the case.
Well, maybe in the early part of the beta you will.
Yeah. I'm very good at the beginning, and then, you know, their experience. I don't know. They got too many times.
You have to be making games, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot.